Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic. Today we're back in the Farmbot Apocalypse. Yes folks, we have finally made a return, and it feels pretty good. Now the last time I was in this world was probably about a month and a half ago. I built the Farmbot Buster 2.0, and that was morely like a sub-special. This time I've actually gone back and I've completely overhauled the survival base. So we're going to look at that. And we're going to look at this sweet new vehicle that I have. Yes, this does look like the monster truck I built about a month and a half ago. It uses the same chassis, but I put this Mad Max inspired body on top of it. And you can see, obviously, we have guns on it now. So I think it's ready to take on the Farmbot Apocalypse. What you see behind me here is the Farmbot factory. This is essentially what pretty much ended this world 4 months ago. I had a different computer and it couldn't quite take what this world was giving it. I mean, it was terrible. This thing would run like 10 frames a second, especially once you got on the inside. Since then, it started to run a lot better. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of building in here. Now, I've done the survival base and I'm not quite finished with it, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I've gotten so far because it's completely different looking. Like, it uses the same layout, but I've replaced all the materials. I'll explain more once we get over there. But yeah, this vehicle here handles really nice. I am going to stick it on the workshop. It does require mods, and that's something new that I'm doing with this world. Now, this isn't going to change anything with the town, but this world, I decided there's some really awesome mods that Durf just came out with. He's got him and I think MJM have actually combined mods. So you've got theirs, and then I have the Graygo, which is compatible with those too. So, got everything installed here. But yeah, this vehicle handles good. It kind of reminds me, besides being like a Mad Max vehicle, the body shape itself is really similar to, there's a Monster Jam truck called Maximum Destruction, and it looks fairly similar as far as the body style. Of course, it's not like a black post-apocalyptic looking vehicle. I think it's got like flames or something on it. But yeah, very similar to that. But yeah, we're gonna go over here and break this thing down, and then we're gonna go into the new survival base that you can see in the background because it's really sweet. So let's go over here and we're gonna park. Now, I could have put a roof hatch on here, but there's something about having that open top that looks amazing. Like, I want to say, I'm going to use this as an excuse. Say if you're in the middle of a fight, this thing flips over or something, you need to escape really quick. That's going to be your best option, is come out the roof here. Now, this is also the only way to get to the gun turret too. So the gun turret, I had two options on how to do this, and I cannot seem to hop up here. Here we go. I initially was going to have like one that can rotate, and it was going to set probably about right where that block is there. But it didn't turn out right. Like, it looked way too wide and I couldn't skinny it up. It just didn't look like, it just took away from it. It gave it a really big rear end and I didn't like it at all. So I decided just to build it into it like this and kind of put a little bit of a cage around it. Now, this is a new cockpit on the back here. This is something with the MJM mod. This is a standing cockpit. So it actually looks like you're manning the gun up here, and the guns do turn. Now, his arms do morph through the cage a bit, but, I mean, it kind of is what it is. But yeah, you could say somebody else is driving this and you can man the guns up here. Now, the Durf mod has a laser that actually fires and it actually shoots out like a stream. He doesn't have one for a gun. Like, I almost put the laser on it, but I kind of want to keep this more, I don't know how to explain it, probably like a Mad Max style, because they didn't have anything like lasers or anything there, so I kind of wanted to keep in that realm, because I know it is kind of futuristic with farm bots and all that, but I don't know, I like the use of real guns. But yeah, on the outside, we're going to swing around it here. Nothing much, like I said, has changed with the chassis. It still uses an electric motor here, and let me pull the spider web up. It pulls these suspension, or it pulls these bearings, and it'll pull these suspension parts down, so it creates a really nice ride. If you don't have that engine on, it'll start to sag here, so you can see the back end slowly drooping down. So you turn it back on, it perks right back up. Now, you can adjust that electric motor however you would like. Say right now, I think it's set on the max setting, so you're going to get a really stiff ride, and it's not going to quite give. Like, the suspension's not going to, like, compress quite the way it would if it wasn't activated, but I'm pretty sure you can set this to different strengths to make it compress how you like. So I guess depending on how it's handling for you would be how you would need to change that. But anyways, that's a awesome vehicle. We're going to go over here and check out the new survival base. Alright, this is the new and improved survival base. This thing looks completely different from the last time you guys have seen it, and I thought to myself, I was thinking, alright, we have a survival base here. We're fighting farm bots. They have, looks like mechanical arms, possibly guns. I'm not sure they're going to actually have guns in the game, but in this world they kind of do. And the original walls, they were one thick and they were made out of concrete, and the building was made out of concrete. It just didn't make sense. It's like, how are we supposed to defend this? They would just go right through that. So I've replaced all the walls. The only thing that is original is there's a brick border on the inside, and I kept that there just for the dimensions. But now it's completely metal. You've got these support beams up here. I've got these slanted parts that are a part of the mod. I've got those spikes up at the top, so say if a farm bot comes crawling over, maybe he'll get snagged on one of those. You've got these little posts here on each corner. I think it looks really awesome. I am going to add some stuff to this, so if you guys want to comment below and tell me stuff that you think would work in this base, because the inside itself is missing a lot too. But I think here for the wall, I'm going to put some gun turrets up there. And I think on this right corner, I'd like to see like a heavily armored guard tower. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the inside. Now, this little door, or this gate, is really awesome. This gate is like a drawbridge. There's a platform that goes all the way across that people can stand on, and it goes across the front of the gate. So when you hit this switch here, you're going to see it lift up and the gate come out. So you can drive your vehicle, say you want to drive the monster truck in, you can drive it right into the inside here, and that, I don't know what it is. It's really simple, but it looks really cool. So we're going to come in here. Now, the yard itself is fairly empty right now. I want some suggestions. I think there's several things, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second, about what I want to put into it. But first, I'm going to go ahead and show you the other side of this gate here. Here's the gatehouse. From the last episode, this thing was just a concrete box. Now it's a fully metal little building. You can come in here, say the gatekeeper. There's two options for a gatekeeper, really. Now, you've got the one in here. He's got a little radio. Say somebody is coming up to the gate that we know. He can open it up from in here or close it. And there's a second option. Let me go ahead and close this. The second option is, and I'm probably going to surround this in this platform. I'm about to walk up on it. I wasn't really sure. Like, I don't have one on the back wall right now because I thought maybe I'm going to do something else with this back wall, because I kind of picture there being some buildings back here, but I'm not sure yet. That's why I stopped it over there. But yeah, there's a lever on top of this to control the same drawbridge and gate. So say you've got a gatekeeper up here and he sees somebody coming up, or he knows somebody, he can hit the lever here and there he goes. Lifts it right up. So let's go ahead and close that back again, and we can walk right across. I think that's awesome. I don't know, there's something about that. That's probably my favorite part about this so far. So we're going to come off this real quick. Now, there used to be some stuff here in the middle. There was a tower over here. There was a building right here in the middle. It was like a mess hall. And the more I looked at it, the more it just didn't make sense. It looked out of place. So I got rid of it. I kept the greenhouse. Now the greenhouse, it makes sense for what we're doing here. I could replace it with like a little farm, but I kind of like the style of the greenhouse, and it makes sense for what's going on. So we're gonna keep it. Now on that back wall, I think we might do a garage, and I don't know, there's a couple other things, maybe like a smaller building to house people, because I do have some bedding in the main building, but there's not much. Now over here, this is the water storage / purification. So when it rains, it actually fills this tub up, and let me use a lift here. And it fills this tub up, and this thing used to not be that big, and it never had water in it. Well, the MJM, or I keep saying MJM, realistically I think it's called the DERF now, or maybe it's just called both. It has a water block in it. Now there's a water map that they came out with a couple weeks ago, but now they include the block, so you can actually put water in something like this and it look right. Like, you can actually jump into that and you'll go right through, which is really cool. So anyways, when it rains, it fills this up. You can see there's a couple tanks over here, and there's a pipe that runs to the inside of the building, and there's a room in there that has a little purification or like a pumping station. So I'll show you that here in a second. Now, the building itself has changed a lot. This thing, once again, for some reason was concrete. Now it's completely metal. You've got the supports. It just looks so much beefier. I did add some windows, which, by the way, these windows are really cool. I'm going to show you. It's a custom part that you can use. But I added those windows and I stuck those bars in front of it for protection. Over here, before we go inside, to the right, this is kind of an undecided spot. I kind of want this to be the garage, but I also want to build a separate one because you can't pull the monster truck in here. It's not going to work. It's a little too short. But it's still used as storage, and it doesn't have a door anymore because I want to do a different door. Like, I had just 2 doors that swung open, and it was okay, but now I kind of want to have like a garage door that comes up, so I'm still deciding on what I'm going to do with that. But I did, on top of it, there's this new awning, and you can see it up there. That wasn't there before. Alright, we are ready to check the inside out. Now, I added some new stairs here in the front. They look a lot better than the last ones. The last ones were just some concrete blocks stacked up. I did keep the sliding doors. These look awesome, so you hit this. And the inside here, while the sections are the same, I did change up quite a bit. Like, I've used this new custom glass. I changed the gun up a little bit. This glass, you can get these pieces. Say this is a corner piece, and they've got these side pieces, and they have these filler pieces. So you can make the glass however you want it. Like, it can be one block like this on the wall, or you can make it all the way across. There's no limitations anymore, which is really cool because the glass they gave you in the game, you either got the tile glass or you have those like little windshields, and they're really limited and they're kind of pointless. So that's how I got this shape here. But yeah, let's close this real quick. Now, this is one of the more important rooms of the survival base. This is like almost the control room. You've got the water purification that runs into here. You've got the breaker boxes in here. This is probably like a generator. You've got those. You've got these are actually controllers, by the way. They look like computers on the wall. They control everything on the inside. He can control the gate. Now, I replaced everything on the inside as far as controllers. I used to do, for these doors to be able to close with 2 different switches, you have to do the double bearings. Well, I've gotten rid of all those, so we've got all these gates now. So that just makes everything a lot more cleaner, and it eliminates some bearings. So that's been done throughout the whole base. Now, this little room here, this room was empty for some reason on the survival episodes. I guess I just couldn't decide what it was, but now I think I have a purpose for it. It is a little storage / armory. That's why it's got the little bar here. And I guess it can be used as a panic room. It's kind of centralized. So say we're going to go into here. You've got some storage. Say this is an additional, maybe this is like a backup breaker or emergency one. You've got a little gun rack. Now, I haven't decided on how I want to make the guns. I'm a little confused. I'm looking at the parts, but I don't know, nothing's sticking out right now, so I have to kind of think about what I'm going to put in there. But that would be like the gun rack. You've got a little controller in here, which looks like a computer. Say it's got cameras or something where you can kind of tell what's going on the outside. And you can shut yourself in here if you want to. Open that. It's got a little delay because that little bar comes down in front of the door. That's that. Now up here, this is the living quarters. Now, I am debating on adding a 3rd floor to this. I could easily make these stairs wrap around and go right back up, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, I would like some more areas to live in and maybe some additional rooms for something, but really don't know what they would be. But if you guys have any suggestions for survival rooms, let me know. But over here, you can open this up. This goes out to that little thing above what used to be the garage. I'm still deciding what I want to put up here too. I picture some gun turrets up here, but it's a nice little area. It could just be like a nice hangout spot for maybe you just want to go outside and get away from the apocalypse for a little bit, which you're kind of right out back in it, but you know, I guess everything counts. Now, I've got another window here. That's another one of those custom ones. This building used to not have any windows, so any of these that you see on the wall, they're all new. In here, this is still the bathroom. Nothing much has changed in this room. I've added some lights and I've added a shower. Apparently, I only had 2 toilets in here, so there was no option for a shower. So now you've got that. And let's see. Over here, this is the living quarters, or I want to say living quarters. I want to say these are the bedrooms, basically. But yeah, in here, I've replaced the beds that used to be in here. Now, these are, apparently they're drivable. These beds were in the MJM pack, so yeah, you can do that. And actually, I am aiming the wrong way. And I do apologize for saying the MJM pack. They've all gone together. They've done a fantastic job. MJM, Derv. I don't think Grego is a part of that group, but his mod is compatible with that. So yeah, there's those. Those are cool. You've got some storage here and some lockers. Let's go ahead and close that. And here is the only other way out of this main building. Is this door up here. Now let me go out this. I originally wanted to make this like a sliding door, but there's not enough room. But it does look like a very heavily armored door, and you've got a little peephole. Say you don't notice who's on the outside, you can just check in there. It's really cool that you can do that with this glass. It's fantastic looking. But yeah, we might add a 3rd floor, maybe just to the center part. I mean, maybe we don't have to add it to the side. But I've also got plenty of room to like add stuff here in the yard, so if you guys have any suggestions, comment below. I'm just really glad to actually be back in this world. It feels really good to be building in it again. Now, I know I've had some questions about the moon base and the theme park. Well, the theme park is on hiatus right now. It's because I'm waiting on the new engine. That park has so much stuff in it that it doesn't run good. Like, even on my 1070, it kind of runs bad. So, I'm just waiting on that to clear up. So, supposedly we're going to be getting that new engine at the end of the month. But the moon base, I had some issues with the map. They're now fixed, so I'm ready to build in that again. So we might juggle a little bit. My main focus is always on the town, but I think this will become my secondary focus because I love this world. And then the moon base, I'll probably still be able to do a little bit in that too. Now, as far as the mods are very easy to install. Always back up your game first. But there's also something really cool. Sometimes this month, before the engine update, they are going to officially support mods. So I don't know if you're going to be able to put these on the workshop. Maybe anybody that makes mods can upload those. That's supposedly going to be coming soon. So it's going to be really easy for you guys to be able to mod stuff. So we don't have any worries about people trying to throw files into these different folders and maybe screwing something up. You should be able to, in theory, be able to just click the subscribe button. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to like and subscribe, everything helps my channel. Some more City Skylines coming up tomorrow, so if you guys like to check out episode 1, that's from a couple days ago. It's a really fun game, and it just kind of fits the vibe of the creative building channel that I've got going on here. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good Saturday, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.